Have you ever had an idea for years? Have you? You're not even a year yet. How would you have an idea for years? Hi. Can you scooch away? That's so good standing. Oh my goodness, that's so good. You're doing... Oh my goodness, you're amazing. That's so good standing. No. No, please. No. Okay. Anyway, have you ever... My daughter ruined the illusion. Have you ever had an idea for years? Yeah. That you think it's a great idea. You just don't have the means to do it? Well, I have. I have tons of them. This one is coming into fruition, though. Yeah. Because my in-laws finally got me. Okay. Finally got me a sewing machine. Why couldn't I think of the word sewing machine? Yeah. Anyway, so, one of my favorite songs in the whole wide world, thank you, I don't need those right now, I guess, is Coat of Many Colors by Dolly Parton. I've always liked it. It gets stuck in my head constantly. Thank you so much. And I've always attempted to make clothes. Or not always, but you know, I spent a lot of time attempting to make or change my clothes in some way. But I never had an actual sewing machine. But then, my mother-in-law mostly, obviously my father-in-law was included in the gift, but we know how Christmas goes. My mother-in-law got me a sewing machine. And also, she gave me a bunch of leftover fabric she had, and I had fabric from my attempts at doing things, and so I figured, why not try to make that coat of many colors? And this is that. This is me attempting to do that. Is it messy? Yes, I've never used a sewing machine before. There's a lot of me attempting to use the sewing machine correctly. Can we get off, please? And there's... I don't know if I'm going to include it, but there's a whole section where I try to pattern my own coat, and that does not go well. So I had to find another pattern. But then I don't put anything about me using that pattern in. I also probably didn't include... I included certain sewing bits, but I don't feel like I included a certain other sewing bits that I probably should have, because I was like, this is just me sewing over and over and over again. So... basically, we're at the point of, I have jacket, I need a line jacket, but I think this is going good. I think it's a great project. Now, do I have baby? Yes. Baby makes this project take so much longer. I know. But I love baby. Kitty. So, unfortunately, if someone else was doing the project, it probably would take them like just a couple days. This is taking me a little bit, like, since I got home from Christmas. So, and what is it today? January 6th? Yeah. So... it's taking me a little bit longer than it might have taken other people. But I have a baby I have to abide by, so... Also, I was so stupid. I did so many small squares instead of, bigger squares. because I also got like this little pack of like, I thought the squares were gonna be bigger, but like I got a little pack of fabric squares, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just cut everything to approximately that same size. It don't have to be perfect because you don't have coat in many colors. It's supposed to be like from rags, so it doesn't have to be like perfectly whatever. And but I did try to cut things a little bit smaller, and I should have not done that. Obviously, I couldn't make those squares bigger, but like I could have sparsed them out among big things, which is one of the thoughts that I thought about doing. Did not do that. Apparently, I hate myself. But this wasn't that hard. It was just time consuming. I say as I have not actually finished this project. Anyway, the way I want to finish this project, since you've been hearing me ramble for a bit, is lining, also a scrap fabric from my mother-in-law. She's a godsend. And then getting my husband to buy me bias tape so I can, which I guess I have access to the bank account, I can do it, but I feel better buying things when he's there, so he knows what I did. I buy bias tape, and then I do it. Maybe put some buttons on. I should probably put buttons on. I regret now. I went to the thrift shop a while back, and they had like a whole jar full of buttons, and I should have got the jar full of buttons, but I didn't do it. Look where we are now. Okay, so there's like nothing interesting happening. I'm just sewing everything together, like square by square, just sewing line and line and line of fabric in a weird order. I'm trying to make all of the lines even, but you know, it's not supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to be a coat of many colors, and in it, they say it's made out of rags. So, and then here's me signing, Jesus, showing the lining. Not that interesting. I did realize too late that I messed up and did this little bit where I'm cutting out fabric should have been first, but it's fine. It's fine. You get the point. You get the point that there's a lot of sewing and there's a lot of cutting and there's little heart shapes where my baby appears, because since I'm a stay-at-home mom, I can't do anything without my child nearby. Which, by the way, my child now can walk and talk and do things. Not talk perfectly, but you know. So it's kind of funny just seeing her like crawl around on the ground in these videos, because I'm having to redo all these videos because the video editor I was using before kind of messed up all my videos. So whenever they posted, I didn't realize. Yeah. I didn't realize that they all were frozen in some weird way. So, yeah. Here's this. Aurora, do you see the sewing? You see the sewing? Oh. Wow. These really are all out of whack, but it's not a hard concept. It's just sew a whole bunch of things together into a big sheet and then cut it and then cut a lining and then sew all those together and then yeah, and then put on a thing. Really? I am really proud of it, but it's not, my goodness, it's not the most groundbreaking thing, you know? I just like to make things. So, this is what it looks like right now. We need to line it, obviously, because this looks precarious. Like it could go apart at any moment. And then, I think the rest of it's just pretty, I think lining it's like the thing that will really make it feel together, you know? Like the other bits will be like, yeah, you know, making it look a little more finished, which I don't even know what color 5 tape I want, you know, because there's so many colors in this thing. I was thinking red just because, like, in my head, quilt is red, you know? I'll split a few little bits, but I think I need to double make sure there's some and trim a little bit, but I think it'll be plenty warm too once I line it, because I'm gonna line it with this stuff, which is like grayish, blackish, and I think when you line it, it'll also kind of help tone it down a little bit, not just a whole bunch of, you know? I think so. I think it's gonna be great. Everything's good. No one can tell me otherwise. Someone might though. Anyway, that's my plan. This is the jacket. I did lining, red, bias tape. It's not perfect, so I do still need to trim some threads. And like there's some spots where I already need to like kind of fix it up just because the way I started, I guess, isn't right. I don't know, but it's okay. I'll go ahead and fix it. But my thought is, even as it falls apart, I can put little like scraps and things on it, you know. And then it'll be like more coat of many colors, because in it she said hers was like made of rags, so like the more little strips and rags you add to it, the better it is. But I think this is pretty good for my first like project with a sewing machine, because I've never sewed with one before. So this is it. This is good. I like it.